Hey everyone, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com, and I've got a video today on how to let your vocals rule the verse. Now, this is subjective. This is just my opinion, hence why it's my YouTube channel. So tune out if you don't agree. That's totally fine. I think in most genres, most songs, this is a blanket statement, of course, that the vocals should rule the song in general, especially if there's lyrics. That's kind of what I mean. The vocal is very, very important, but the vocals in particular should rule the verse. The verses, as opposed to, say, a chorus or where the hook is or a bridge, but the verses in particular, the vocals need to be very clear and they need to dominate in a way that's, balanced, but they need to be featured. Don't let the rest of the tracks take over your vocals in the verse. Keep the rhythm in there, keep the bass in there, maybe some simple chords, but if there's like moving parts that are trying to compete with the vocal in the verses, find a way to either get rid of them in particular or just reduce their apparency so that they don't get in the way, they don't fight, they don't mask the vocal. Okay, let me show you a song where I did this in verse 1 and in verse 2 in two different ways. So mind you, these tracks aren't bad. They're very, very good, and I like the parts written, but I tried to take away and move some things around to give room for the vocals in the verse. Here's verse 1 as it was, and I'll show you how I let the vocals rule verse 1. You got an intro part right here. Vocals are about to come in.
I wanna get back to where I started from, where you everything's so complicated. I wanna start over brand new. Rewind the time now.
All right, sounds fine. There's drums, bass, piano, and one acoustic guitar. But this is the verse, and it's verse 1, and we've never even heard the vocal. I felt that we needed to let this vocal rule the verse. So here's something to make that vocal pop. I just took the first half of the verse guitar and straight muted it. Got rid of it so that you have a much simpler verse. Take a listen to the difference here coming out of the intro.
Started from where you
much cleaner.
Everything's so complicated. I wanna start over brand new. Rewind the time now, begin, choose.
Right? The guitar can come back in. That's fine. This is such a great opportunity for people to hear the vocal, get a vibe for the way it's being sung, what the rhythm is, what the melody is, what the lyrics are, what's the tone of this song lyrically and musically. So don't let anything get in the way there. So I just simply muted a track there. In verse 2, they've added some piano parts. So the piano is a little more busy than it was before, and there's now a second piano part. So take a listen to how these are kind of fighting the vocal in verse 2.
Oh, no. From trying to fix what's wrong with you. I have grown cold and I won't hold on.
Right, there's just too much going on. The client actually told me that they felt there's too much going on in this verse. Can you please do something about it? But we really like the parts, so I don't know if we don't really want to get rid of them, but they even were aware of the fact that these were taking over the vocal. Okay, there's no reason for anything to take over the vocal. You only want things to help the vocal. So here's what I did on this red track is, I'll make these a little bit bigger. This red track is one piano part, the green track is another. So on another playlist I have here, I did a lo-fi plugin. Where is it? Harmonic lo-fi. In Pro Tools, I used this, and I had some preset. I'm not really sure what it was, but it thins it up, and I just applied it Audio Suite here. So I thinned up the first half of the piano on one track, and on the other track, I muted the piano, for half of it. So what you're going to hear is a thinner piano, no second piano, and then this first piano gets full again when it's just on chords, and then a thinner second piano comes in. So take a listen to the difference.
Oh no, I'm so frustrated from trying to fix what's wrong with you. I have grown cold and I won't hold all of these inconvenient misrepresentative truths. No, 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 no. I cannot find the peace of mind that I once found in me.
All right, much better. In fact, you actually pay attention to the vocal more. There's this cool harmonies. The inconvenient truth lyric is really cool, the syncopated rhythm and the harmony. You almost didn't notice that when you had all these piano parts just conflicting. They were cool parts. They're a great idea. They change it up from verse 1, and I love all of that. It was just taking away from the vocal. Your vocal has to rule the verse. You get to the chorus, you can have as much stuff going on as you want. You still need to feature the vocal, but it can be bigger, it can be more exciting, and you can get a little more creative with all your tracks there. But please do yourself a favor. Let the vocals rule the verse, however that looks in your genre, however that looks in your recordings. Just ask yourself the question, are the tracks and the verses taking away from the lead vocal? Do I pay attention to the vocal enough? If I don't, I either need to mute them, delete them, or thin them out with an EQ, pan them away, do something so they're a little less prominent than the vocal. Hope that gives you guys something to chew on and think about in your mixes this week. Thanks again for tuning in to the videos. Again, follow on Twitter if you haven't already. Subscribe, obviously, to the YouTube channel if you want to get wind of these videos week in and week out. And if Facebook is your thing, head over to the Facebook page as well and drop some comments on these videos and all the other articles that don't show up on YouTube. So lots of content every week, trying to help you guys out. Some great discussions happening on the blog and Facebook and Twitter as well. Appreciate you all. Good luck on your tracks this week, and hope you're making some great music and having fun with it. We'll see you soon.